So guys, today I'm going to be building my most wanted champion, and I figured, hey, let's go ahead and make this a video and bring you all along for the ride. That champion is not Sir Nick, absolutely not Sir Nick. It is Hegemon. Now, first things first, before you guys get excited for me, this is not actually my Hegemon. This Hegemon is for an account takeover, and we went ahead, did all the dungeons, sped up the time pretty significantly. 6-minute Ice Golem down to 1:10. 6-minute Fire Knight, I think, down to 1:25. Dragon was not very quick, down to the best time of 57 seconds. We have Spider down to the best time of 21 seconds. If you guys want to see those teams, these are the teams that we used. If you want more information on them, just let me know down below. These are all the team names and everything. So after finishing up the dungeon side of things for the takeover, I jumped in here for the arena and built him out some pretty good teams, I believe. Now, the entire time that I was building out these teams, or at least for the ones with Hegemon in it, I had to keep in mind actually having Hegemon built for the team. Now, the reason why that's so important is because Hegemon is one of the champions, one of the, I'd say probably few champions, who has two very different but still very viable builds. Now, this build, you guys can go ahead and guess down below if you want what build I'm going to be using. This build is going to be the one that I believe is the best current build. Nuke Hegemon versus Control Hegemon. Now, Nuke Hegemon used to be amazing. Basically, you come in here, just throw a lot of attack, throw a lot of crit damage, 100% crit rate. You come in, you go first, and you just kill everybody. Right off the bat, you always win. However, nowadays, with so much stone skin, so much reaction gear, I don't really think a Nuke Hegemon makes a lot of sense, to be honest. Like, if you're using it, let me know, because I'm interested if it's very successful. I guess it could be successful. But either way, ultimately, I think a Control Hegemon is just going to be far, far better. Now, when I say Control Hegemon, there's either high accuracy or high accuracy plus a special set. Today, I'm going to be building as high as accuracy as I can alongside a stun set ideally, but technically you could use a day set, you could use a taunting set, or you could use a stun set. Stun set I think is the best. It has a good chance to actually place a stun. They skip their turn and you're pretty safe. Days has a better chance to actually place the sleep, but if you hit them again, they're going to wake up, so it's not the greatest there. And then taunting has the best chance of actually placing the debuff or the provoke, but unfortunately, they can still use their A1s. And if your Hegemon isn't geared very well, then that A1 could very well kill you. Now, like I mentioned at the beginning, this is an account takeover. If you guys are interested in having a takeover done by me, you can go ahead and check out the top pinned comment down below for some more information. But let's go ahead and jump into this build of Hegemon. So we're going to start off with a the accessories, because I think it's a little bit easier, because with this Hegemon, I have to make sure that he's not going faster than my nuker, because, I mean, he's always going to go first, right? So he's going to get the very first turn. I do want to have some speed on him, because I think there's quite a bit of benefit for him going multiple times throughout the match. But I don't want, in these teams that I have set up, I don't want Hegemon to go first, my Arbiter go, my Kymar go, and then the Hegemon go again, and then Trunda go. I want Hegemon to go first, Arbiter to go, Kymar to go, my Trunda to go, and then Hegemon to go. The reason why is because if the enemy is still asleep from Kymar's A2 ability, I don't want Hegemon waking him up. I want Trunda waking him up. Because if Hegemon wakes him up, he could boost their turn meter, he could cause them to cut in some way and actually kill my Trunda, which is where all the damage is actually coming from. So with this Hegemon build, I need to be below 171 speed. So 171 speed is my absolute max. I do have to make sure their base speeds aren't too close. So Hegemon's base speed is 96. Trunda's base speed is coming in at 90 or 100. So perfect. If it was reversed, I had to make sure their speeds are a little bit bigger gap. But here, I could literally put Hegemon at 171 speed, and he'd be perfectly fine. So let's go ahead and build this. Let's go ahead and test him out. Ideally, I could put on like HP percentage boots, but I got a feeling it's going to have to be speed boots. I do like the idea of him going multiple times though. All right, so I just now finished the Hegemon build, and to be honest, it took a lot more finessing than what I thought would actually be required. I'm going to take this to 16. We may get an accuracy substat there. No, crit damage. But either way, I had to jump in and actually go to the forge and make a few pair of boots with no speed main stat, because I kept going over the speed needed. So I'd be like 180 speed with speed boots on. So I really need to be below the actual nuker speed. So while this isn't close to 170 necessarily, I mean, it's 10 speed off, it's much better than being over. So I would rather be under than over, because under, he still goes after the nuker, versus being over, well, he's going before the nuker, right? I can boost this a little bit through glyphs. We're at 160 now. We have a few more glyphs that could be done. I'm not going to go through and do it all yet. Actually, let's go ahead and do it. Yeah, we got a few extra speed. We'll just use the 3-star glyphs, a few of them. So 163 now. Honestly, one more 3-star glyph, one more +3, and we'll be good to go. 166 is actually going to, okay, there we go. Perfect. So 166 speed. And then we have 471 accuracy. We got a few more accuracy glyphs I think we could use. But either way, this actually turned out to be pretty good, I believe. So we have, my goal was, is to be about this speed, good accuracy. Closer to 500 was the idea, but 471 is very good. 65,000 HP is very solid. He should survive at least a couple hits, maybe, depending on who hits him, of course. But let's talk about his actual kit and then go into his masteries. So his A1 ability, attacks 2 times at random. Each hit, 35% chance of placing 30% decreased speed for 2 turns, which is going to be massive in helping you outspeed the enemy, which is why this accuracy is so important. But also the A2 places 50% decreased attack for 2 turns, also 50% of placing block active skills for 2 turns. So obviously, pretty low chance on both these to actually place when you compare to actually needing them to actually place. But either way, very, very good ability, because when this actually does get placed, it's very much going to mess up the enemy's team. Now, when it comes to the masteries we used, well, first off, crit rate, I kept it low, very, very low. We only got 10% from artifacts, which is amazing. Now, as far as the masteries, I got 2 down here that I'm not 100% decided on yet. So what those 2 are is Fearsome Presence, which will boost the chance of us placing stun from the stun set by 5%, or Eagle Eye for extra 50 accuracy. I'm thinking that since we're at 471 accuracy, majority of the teams we go against, we're going to be placing our stuff. That's pretty good accuracy, unless they're running high resist, which if they're running high resist, I don't know if the difference between 471 and 540, 530, somewhere around there is going to make. I don't know how big of a difference it'll make. So I think Fearsome Presence for the chance of placing, or a higher chance of placing stun, is going to be the way to go. Now, if I would have ended at like 400 accuracy, I probably would have picked up Eagle Eye, because 400 accuracy is a range where you can kind of stumble upon without actually, 400 resistance, 500 resistance is kind of a range you can stumble upon without actually having a hardcore gear, especially in the higher levels of arena. So now's the time. Now is the time to jump in here and see our Hegemon shine. So the gearing process took a while. Hopefully I cut it. I should have. Pretty sure I did in the editing, but we'll see how this actually works now. Level 65 team. We're going to use Hegemon opening with his A1 ability. Evil Eye is going to do amazing, but if it doesn't, then we're going to have Fearsome Presence coming in for the stun. So we're going to turn on auto. Actually, turn it off of auto. So when you do this, you can actually pretty easily tell, okay, that Arbiter has a little bit missing from her turn meter bar. My Arbiter is perfectly fine on turn meter bar. So she's going to go first, so I can actually use this A2 ability, hopefully lock them out or stun them. There we go. We stunned 2 champions. They're definitely not going to go now. So since we stunned the 2 champions, really I could just turn on auto from here and it's going to be perfectly fine. But if you're using a Hegemon as a champion to, outspeed the enemy, but you're actually already faster than the enemy, well, then don't use him to outspeed the enemy. Use him to lock down the enemy. So use that A2 ability instead. So here, the enemy's Arbiter is very, very close with our turn meter. I can't really tell who's faster. So I'll just use the A1. We'll hopefully decrease speed. There we go, perfect. And now my Arbiter is significantly faster than the enemy's Arbiter. Kaimar's going to come in with a sleep. Hopefully, we did not strip that stone skin, unfortunately. We're going to use Trenda's A3. And then just wait for Necrit to get out of that stone skin shenanigans. And it'll be GG. Like you can see there, Hegemon very close with Trenda. Trenda took her turn. And then Hegemon wasn't too far behind. He's not doing damage, but he will have a good chance to actually stun people, lock them out, decrease their speed, keeping us going quite a bit of turns. So let's go ahead and go to a team who I think will be faster than us. 219,000 player power. They may be faster. We'll see. Let's go ahead and jump in here and try it out. If not, we'll actually try out with the other team. So we have an Arbiter, a little bit slower. We'll just use the A2. You may not be able to see that difference in speed very well, but I am liking the Fearsome Presence quite a bit. Now, this may not be the best. Okay, luckily Trenda survived. Trenda is a crazy high base HP champion. for a damage dealer. It's actually insane. So now, let's actually try this with the Tormund team. I actually haven't tried his Solus yet. So this Siphi is like 290 speed. So she's not that fast, at least not compared to the Arbiter, who was 340. But you can see this Siphi would be going second for sure. Take this A1 ability, decrease Arbiter speed, and now Siphi's easily going first. Arbiter has like 25% of her turn meter left. Well, 20% of her turn meter left. So no problem whatsoever. Hopefully they get around to their turn so we can actually ignore reaction and everything like that. So now we're just using the A2 from Hegemon. Boom. Maybe stunning somebody. Blocking active skills. Perfect. Amazing. He's just so good. No reses, nothing to worry about now. So against Tormund's, that's our answer. Team like this. Just target their fastest champion. Kymar. He's going to be their fastest champion for sure. So we'll just open with the A1 ability. I thought I had it set to auto. Turn on auto here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Kymar, your presets, dude, they're messed up. Okay, Hegemon's going to use his A2. Boom. I don't really love the crits happening, but it's not a huge deal. The crits aren't going to be that significant, hopefully, after the first turn. The first turn, I really don't want crits happening, though. Let's find a team who's definitely going to be faster. Is anybody going to be faster? 220,000 player power with a Leo. Maybe they're faster. Let me set this Kymar to A2 open. Hegemon open with this. Siphi with this. And then Solus with this. And Solus is actually a pretty good answer for Leos because he's going to get a shield whenever he hits, making it harder for Leoris to actually kill my Solus. Unfortunately, on auto, Hegemon doesn't target the fastest champion. He targets the champion with the lowest HP. So that was, I guess, Bluestacks or Leoris. So not really ideal, but it hopefully doesn't ruin my match. We'll see, though. Decrease attack on Leo. Hopefully this is going to be okay. I don't know if Solus even got a turn yet. I don't think he did. That Leo's pretty much destroyed with that decrease attack. Use the A2 ability. Boom. There we go. And now maybe get a stun. Obviously, Leo's not going to matter because Leo's just going to... Actually, no. I guess he already used his A2 ability. Typically, the A2 prevents him from being stunned, slept, fear to provoke, right? So, do we have any teams that are going to be faster? So, I refreshed it. Let's try this team. I think they may be faster. We're going to try it with the same setup at the top. There's no Tormund, so there's no reason to bring the Tormund counter. The Hegemon will use him to target the Arbiter, of course, like always. But we'll see. May use A2 instead. Let's see who's faster. Can't really tell. So, we use the A1. Boom. Decreases our speed. A3 there. And then sleep. And we should be pretty good to go. Unfortunately, the Arbiter gets 2 turns before Trenda goes back to her turn. Not a huge deal. Not amazing either, though. So there we go. Faster than that team. Perfect. This team, same thing. Let's go ahead and turn it on auto. Now, if you turn this team on auto, you want to make sure to click their fastest champion. Because if you don't, he will target the champion with the lowest HP, which is probably their nuker. Probably not their speed booster. Especially if they're using Arbiter. Arbiter has pretty good base HP. So let's try some more. This is a pretty fast auto team. Literally just jump in, click their fastest champion, boost, Kymar A2, Trenda erases everybody. I mean, Trenda's crazy. Hegi's crazy. Hegi's my most wanted champion. That is exactly why. We're going to refresh it a few more times. Warlord team, most likely going to be faster. Let's see how it works. Now, if both these champions are faster than the Arbiter, then you may use the A2. But the Warlord is not faster than Arbiter. Most Warlords aren't going to be 340 speed. That's a little bit crazy for a Warlord to be, but it's definitely possible in high plat for sure. So now the Hegi uses his A2, doesn't do anything because she already has immunity, and then Trenda just nukes again. All right, so here we go. So we'll try this team who does have higher player power than us. Let's see what we do. We got to watch their turn meter once again, like always. The Lysandra is actually the same as Arbiter, which is kind of odd. Usually you expect their Arbiter to be fastest, but we'll go ahead and use the A1 on the Lysandra. We got super lucky and it hit the Arbiter as well, because if it didn't hit the second hit on the Arbiter, they could have still outsped me, because that Arbiter could very well be 340 speed. I don't know. She probably isn't, but she could possibly be. And then we nuke, and Trenda is an amazing Rotos counter, just flat out. Now, this one right here is going to be a good example of the Tormund team. So we go right here. We're going to use the A1 on the Arbiter. Hopefully outspeed the Tormund. Hegemon's not going to get frozen. My Siphi's hopefully going to be faster. Yep. Even with 290 speed, Siphi's still faster. Sleep everybody. And then a 3 from Solus. I was hoping the Provoke would get placed. Unfortunately, it didn't. We'll sleep the Arbiter, nuke with Hegi, and we should be good to go. I wish block active skills would have been placed. Wasn't, unfortunately, because block active skills would have prevented a res from happening. We could technically use Trunda in this team as well. Any nuker could be used, but Solus works the best with Siphi because Solus is a defense-based champion. But there we go, guys. That is going to be the Hegemon showcase. Now, technically, you could use this within a Ghost Second team as well. So, like, if you're using a team like this, you could kind of use Hegi in here also. Say you have a pretty fast Warlord. This one is pretty fast. 280 speed on this Warlord, but they're going to be faster than me no matter what. So I'll just use the A2. Hopefully lock somebody out. Hopefully stun somebody. And in that case, they're ruined. Like, the Arbiter can't do anything. Lysandra can't do anything. Now Warlord locks them out. And none of them can really do anything at this point. So then here, we just use Kandrafon's A2 ability and then just smack the rest of the team. So Hegemon has a lot of different builds he can use. A lot of different builds that make a lot of sense as well. But this one specifically, I think, is just such a good build. The high accuracy, good speed, stun set build just really messes teams up so badly. Now on defense, it's not going to be as amazing because it's very easy to counter Hegemon. All right, guys, so one last time, this is the Hegemon build that we went with. Pretty solid, I think. 471 accuracy, 166 speed, good HP. The speed could be higher if we were running him in a faster nuking team, but I think this works out very, very well in my opinion. So let me know how you guys have your Hegemons built if you have a Hegemon. I think this is how I would build my Hegemon in the future if I ever pull him. But for now, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.